Alright, so you've picked a budgeting method, you've set some financial goals, now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. Tracking your income and expenses. This is a crucial step in the budgeting process. It's like taking inventory of your finances. You need to know what's coming in and what's going out before you can make any real progress. I used to think tracking expenses was a major pain. I'd try for a few days, get frustrated, and then give up. But trust me, once you get into the habit, it becomes much easier. And the insights you gain are invaluable. It's like finally seeing the full picture of your financial life. First, let's talk about income. This is usually the easier part. Your income is all the money you receive regularly, such as your salary, wages, or any other sources of income like side hustles or investments. Make a list of all your income sources and how much you receive from each one. This will give you a clear picture of your total income. Now, for the expenses. This is where things can get a little more detailed. Your expenses are all the money you spend, from big things like rent and mortgage payments to small things like your daily coffee or that impulse buy at the grocery store. This is where most people make a critical mistake. They only track the big stuff. They forget about all those little purchases that add up over time. And let me tell you, those little purchases can really make a dent in your budget. It's like a leaky faucet. A few drips don't seem like much, but over time, they can waste a lot of water. There are several ways to track your expenses. Here are a few popular methods. Budgeting apps. There are tons of budgeting apps available these days, and many of them are free. These apps can automatically track your spending by linking to your bank accounts and credit cards. They can also categorize your expenses, generate reports, and even send you alerts if you're overspending in a certain category. Some popular options include Mint, YNAB, You Need a Budget, Personal Capital, and PocketGuard. Spreadsheets. If you're a fan of spreadsheets, you can create your own expense tracking system using Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. This gives you a lot of flexibility and control over how you track your spending. You can create custom categories, track your progress over time, and generate your own reports. Manual tracking. If you prefer a more hands-on approach, you can track your expenses manually using a notebook or a small notepad. This involves writing down every purchase you make, along with the date, the amount, and the category. This method can be a bit more time-consuming, but it can also be very effective for becoming more mindful of your spending. No matter which method you choose, the key is to be consistent. Track every expense, no matter how small. Even that $3 coffee or that $5 snack adds up over time. You might be surprised at how much you're actually spending on those little things. And this is the common budgeting mistake I was teasing earlier. Not tracking those small, everyday expenses. These little purchases can add up to hundreds, even thousands, of dollars each year. It's the equivalent of throwing money out the window. Once you've tracked your expenses for a month or two, you'll start to see patterns. You'll see where your money is actually going, and you'll be able to identify areas where you can potentially cut back. This is where the real power of budgeting comes in. It gives you the information you need to make informed decisions about your spending and reach your financial goals. For example, you might realize that you're spending a significant amount of money on dining out. Once you see that number staring you in the face, you might decide to cook more meals at home or pack your lunch instead of buying it. This simple change can save you a significant amount of money over time. Okay, now for the exciting part. Putting all the pieces together and creating your actual budget.